Hello, guys.
We are learning and loving with you, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Friday night graduation.
Welcome. Don't even get Lara started on any graduation songs, you guys. Please do not. Oh no.
They're going in my head already.
That just brings us back to the thing. Okay, we gotta sing. Okay, you guys, the graduation at Flag, and just so you know, that's why the streets are shut down. Like the TikTokers were just went on to their lives, and we were like, no, they thought that they shut down the center, but Scientology on Thursday and on Friday are the only two nights that they close early. No other night they can ever close early, but those Friday and Thursdays are the ones that they do close early. So
And I think even because Friday they have graduation, literally. Friday nights they have graduation every Friday night in every single organization across the planet.
Mandatory. Everybody's supposed to come.
It just reminded me of the song. Through the darkness, facing fire and dragons, gone where man has not before. One man's vision. Oh my God, I don't. No. Why are they so good? Like, are they bad songs? I want to get the opinion of a real 80s, 90s music producer. And I wonder if they're like, no, these are actually really catchy songs, or are they just ripoffs of like 80s and 90s? Like, why are they always stuck in my head when I'm cleaning or like randomly it just pops?
Because you were cleaning for a while when you got put to do that post, and you would listen to it nonstop because they were always playing it at the hotel nonstop. You guys, just like how you see at the testing center, these people were playing these Scientology songs nonstop, and the song went like this: "Flag is here, miracles and dreams come true.
I'll sing it.
And learn
Flag is here, miracles and dreams come true. Spread your wings and learn how to fly." I forget the word. Cross the bridge
or to the sky
and commit suicide.
Don't say that word.
Sorry.
You're such a little instigator. Lara can't help herself, you guys. Every live, she like literally just like she can't help it.
F the world, man. You and the world's monitoring.
Anyways, you guys, so all our videos are getting demonetized. All our videos get demonetized because we talk about kids, you guys, and YouTube doesn't like it. And by the way, speaking of controversies this week, TikTok is censoring of movement, you guys. Both Jessica and another one of the creators that have their TikToks, they got suspended from TikTok when they went to gold. So their accounts got suspended and they couldn't even live stream for I think they were in suspension jail, because it said that they were spreading misinformation. They're like, your live has been banned for misinformation. So shout out to TikTok, you guys. Fun fact, you guys, TikTok is here in Los Angeles. They have little offices. And fun fact, people at the president's office in Celebrity Center, hi, Susan Watson and Celebrity Center presidents that are calling TikTok really pressed. Oh, you really want to check these accounts that are really harassing us, TikTok, because, our little celebrities that do have platforms with y'all, you wouldn't want to be losing, our little celebrities, all our little TikTokers that so it's an agency, you guys. It's an agency, and TikTok is literally BTS sabotaging these things. Okay, so when they're getting banned for absolutely doing nothing but walking with a stick on literal public streets. I mean, as much as Scientology acts all pressed, like, oh my God, why is anyone here in my street? Like, no one can walk here.
Because literally, I don't know if you guys watching and those in the future watching, go to these kids, go to Jessica Palmadessa, go to Streets LA, go follow the people, these TikTokers, Chris Without a Hat or Hellcat, Chris, there's a lot of these guys and they're getting in trouble, so to speak, with not really the law, right? Because there's no cops, but they went to gold base. They have no fears.
Shady. With just TikTok being shady, being used, and
right.
We're just giving you like behind the scenes, right? Because it's like we have lived in LA long enough to know how publicists work, to know how like these influencers have all manner of like, oh, let me really call this person at TikTok office because they manage all of these other accounts of TikTok. So we're just giving you how these work. Like the social media companies, as much as they purport to be like, oh, we have no shred of a clue, it's not true. So there's all manner of ways that they can move things in the algorithms, to
But
really.
on the other end of it, it's really amazing that these young, we say young, but really, I mean, yeah, they are, but they're also inspired by the fact that children in general don't have rights and don't have future choices to make for themselves when they're in the Sea Org or in the Scientology.
Yeah,
and then here we are.
The protesters are not the problem, right? Like the
protesters
doing their job. It's just TikTok executives, whoever you are over there, really, canceling their lives. We see you. That's all. Hi.
Yeah.
TikTok
yeah. I thought it was really impressive.
Your orders from OSA. Well, actually, you guys, OSA sends the orders to the president's office at CC. And then CC goes, what kind of leverage could we pull? Oh, Elizabeth Moss, does she shop at TikTok? Okay, yeah. They know that Lizzie Moss is there. So shout out to all the TikTok Scientology celebrities that, might be complaining, oh my God, they're really harassing our religion in there, and it's like, that's what's being done. That's why all these things are coming up, even this Rolling Stone article, you guys, it's the fact that it's so wishy-washy. I don't know if y'all read it, but it's like, it's wishy-washy. I'll just give you an example. Laura, did you read it by chance?
Yeah.
So it's like the example is like, oh, the controversial practice of video recording something on the outside street. I mean, with what kind of straight face can the Rolling Stones say that when everyone outside in the literal street today is taking a selfie, filming a TikTok, doing that in every public street? Like you go to Santa Monica, everyone's videoing everything, right? So it's like, but they're trying to be like, oh, it's controversial that they're video recording them outside. Like, there's nothing controversial. There's nothing controversial to literally exercising our First Amendment right. What we're finding out, you guys, it's like, it's breaking news to us.
It's probably controversial because Scientology doesn't get exposed in this way ever. But not only that, the people writing these articles in Rolling Stones have been writing these bullshit articles. There we go again. Writing these articles forever.
Bullshit.
Oh, okay. They've been writing these bullshit articles forever, and we're so sick of it. And it's just like, I remember anytime there would ever be something sort of good or good PR for Scientology when we were in the Sea Org was always written by Rolling Stone. So it was literally like, you have some
Rolling Stone is getting called out for being whitewashers, a bunch of grifting whitewashers that really gonna break the news, you guys, really, and they're literally doing crisis management for these centers, because instead of actually digging into the weeds and digging into the receipts and actually looking at the TikTok and be like, why is a 16-year-old in there? Like, they're not pressed about it. They couldn't be more groomed to really think, oh, yeah, this is so normal, 16-year-old, you're really gonna sell a book that's pitching to kiss a 7-year-old girl should really not be pressed that she's getting kissed. So in what world is a 16-year-old selling Dianetics, pitching that, literally selling people to buy that pitch? Because we would love to understand how that works, really, Rolling Stone, since you cannot be any more glib, like, to quote Tom Cruise. I mean, he was calling the media glib, you guys. So you know what, Tom Cruise? We couldn't
got one thing right.
More. The media could not be more glib. They could not be more pathetic. They could not be more into laundering your image and just literally asking you no questions, because God forbid you get pressed to be asked one question that you don't like, that you're really going to lose your literal mind, because how dare anybody ask you a question because you're Tom Cruise, and who in the literal hell cares? So you guys, famous such BS, and we would know. We live in
Totally.
Los Angeles. We
These
come
are all the things, like, these are the things that have led me up even to today being like, I would rather be on the streets exposing Scientology and these little, ways of their, their trafficking and their manipulation and their money scams and all of this than being on some famous Hollywood show that I have to spend all my time and money promoting and being on and going to this thing and going to all these things that are literally not aligned with anything that I actually have passionate care about.
exactly.
Like, and
And
especially these days, Hollywood movies and stuff are corrupt, have taken over. Like, I couldn't even go in with my own life story and let somebody take it. That's in the, like some director take that and not be right next to them being like, no, 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 it has to like this kid
they
needs to really
just
be the, you know what I mean? Like,
bastardized. They just bastardize and bastardize it. And as if Hollywood doesn't have so many things in common with Scientology, Laura. And I was talking to
yeah,
kids at the protest that were asking us questions because we're getting asked so many good questions because these
right.
kids that come to the protest ask the right questions. And it's like
And,
they're literally
and
19 years old.
yeah, and if they're not asking the right questions, they got all these other kids and other people watching
Oh,
them that
hell
have
no. I'm being asked
they
the right
ask these
question.
questions.
Literally, yeah, I had a conversation with this 19-year-old asking me about,
So
about
good.
things that no one else asks. Nobody,
Yeah.
and because they
They
continue to,
don't think that deep. Like, they're not literally going.
yeah,
They're
because
just not, it's not even that deep. It's literally like see it for
they're
what it is.
watching TikTok, you guys, and they're seeing what we're talking about play out in real time, right? Like
Mhm.
we were
Mhm.
robots, we were
Mhm.
literal, we were so confident that we couldn't be more secure of the technology we were protecting so much. And you know, we've talked about how the effect of these kids is like they are in a way like the protest is like we're not going to save anyone out of that building, you guys. And I can tell you from firsthand experience when people were protesting for Lisa McPherson, it actually we doubled down on being certain. But Scientology started to insulate us because don't forget that before we could walk the streets, you guys, and then after Lisa, you know, whatever, they wouldn't let us go from the Fort Harrison to the Coachman is a block away. You guys, and literally we're like, what? Oh yeah, we wouldn't want you to see the protesters, and we really want to keep you protected. So that's also acts very psychologically damaging for the kids because they double down on this like, oh yeah, these people are so crazy. And when you do see the people outside, you cannot you only think that they are out of their mind and they
Yeah.
are there to like it's on us versus them, right? And for them is very real. Like we are not against the people doing the literal job. We literally are trying to raise the awareness over all these other crimes that are being covered up, over all these other dysfunction that takes place as a result of them being implicated there, since we have an internal viewpoint, having spent our entire formative years being adulticized and being put at the very front of everything. We didn't ask for a front row seat at all of this dysfunction, you guys. I mean, did you ask for a front row seat at the dysfunction, Laura, when you
No,
were
but I do feel that I was groomed to believe that getting up top and being, working for the lead or under these executives was such a valuable job to have. So
groomed is
it's,
the word. Groomed
yeah,
is the word.
groomed. Like, I
Yeah.
definitely, like, now that I understand that, and it's hard for people who were in it, such as, other cadets at the Int Ranch and Pack Ranch and Clearwater, and it's hard for people to come out of these situations and to hear people like us talking about it in the way that we're talking about it. But that's what happens once you've gone through plenty of therapy, to begin to realize you need plenty more. And it starts to open these things like, okay, if I stop resenting the way that with the way that I'm hearing this, or the way that I maybe just see it as it is, like see it the way that it's being put, and you're going to start to see all the corruption from day one, from before day one, before we were born, before all of this. So it's not a hate game. It's not about who's wrong and who's right. We already know Scientology is disgusting. We've already clarified this we've seen this from children like ourselves being born and raised in it, and then coming out of it now and still having the intelligence to move forward and learn and be wrong and be okay with learning and like getting into maybe uncomfortable discussions that may take longer than your quick little funny 5-minute conversation, may take uncomfortable, like having to see another person's viewpoint, you know, having to really see it and feel how that must feel if you could understand if it was valid for you. You know what I mean? So it feels
Well, yeah,
like it's hard for a lot of people who
the
have
whole
been like
program
us,
do not see any other viewpoint other than the
right?
book coverage,
For
you guys. And
20
they want
plus
to
years.
protect that, because if they don't protect that, then their identity is compromised. Their entire reality over their identity is all linked to this rhetoric and these words. Because I've been, you know, again, going back to the kids asking the right questions, those are the questions the kids are asking. So what were the words? Like, how did it work? And they want to know about like the words. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I find that so interesting, because I'm like, do you think any of the reporters of the Tampa Bay Times have asked me ever about the words in all the conversations, the plenty conversations that I've had with them, you guys? I took a very long time speaking to the Tampa Bay Times, just like I did with the Clearwater Police. Both gave them the full benefit of the doubt, because at first we thought, you know what? How would they know? They've never went inside the hotel. How would they know? They must not, you know, like, okay, so we went on the record. We literally spilled our guts. We brought him all manner of receipts, and literally that crickets.
Crickets. Crickets.
That's all they
I
did.
laugh. I laugh because it's just the simple word to say about what was the response and what happened. Crickets. The nighttime came and all we heard was crickets. And
The
then more
nighttime game. I
crickets.
love that.
Yeah, the nighttime came and more crickets, and the next day more crickets and more crickets and still crickets. When you look back to see who's listening, crickets.
And we grabbed the Rolling Stone, and I'm like,
It was so
literally,
cheap. It's so
yeah.
cheap, just like it's begging $12.99 for a month subscription. When that shit used to be so amazing to get for free, if you were lucky to get your
And that's the
copy.
problem, you guys. It's like,
Ugh.
you know, it's called
But
having
all
skin in the
everything
game. It's called,
it's
if you
all
want to make a
wrapped.
lot of money, Rolling Stone, put some skin in the game. Send a real reporter and have them do the reporting. Have them actually understand for themselves what it is. Stop asking everyone else and do y'all's own reporting. Because
I
all
feel
they can
that
do is,
like I'm starting to feel that like when some people probably try to do that, I feel like they do see things like the well, I'm sure everybody, but the LAPD specifically and Clearwater Police Department are really in the whole political system and everything. So it seems hard to change it, but I feel like the way that we just say, no, that's not okay. I understand that that was acceptable for this long, but now we're putting our foot down. There are children that have come out of it like us. Like I need the reporters and these political people got to start waking up and go, okay, well, how can I actually do something really about it instead of being like, oh, I'm so at effect. It's not in my hands. It's like, come
if
on,
it's called
anybody who
doing
has
your due
any
diligence and
power.
putting skin in the game and investigating, because that's what these kids are doing. They're going
Yeah.
there and investigating. They're going there and checking what is going on in the literal hell. They couldn't be more committed, you guys. They couldn't be more volunteers, because Laura, like, wasn't it true? Like, when you guys all saw us go to the Snow White cafe last night, they were ready to go to Celebrity Center. No one's
Right.
paying them.
They
There's no
went.
reason they could have
Yeah.
gone, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go have some pizza, I'm gonna have fun. No, they're like, oh, the chance to go and record as they're getting into the bus was driving them to go there and wait for everyone. And they want to know what in the hell is going on. They're
Yeah.
actually investigating. Like
Yeah.
every day we get more receipts. Oh, this weird thing happened. Oh, look, this girl's no longer there. They disappear them. They go here, they go there. They keep trying to insulate their staff inside, which is what they did with us, you guys.
Right.
Because again, the scam cannot have a shred of scrutiny. Everything falls apart the minute anything starts getting questioned, because That is what in the hell is called running a full-blown racketeering scam. Nothing makes sense. Everything is just a facade of PR. Everything could look so legit. And meanwhile, everything is just a camouflage for the disgusting depravities taking place inside of those hotels. You know,
Let's answer this one. North 40 lady said, who is graduating every Friday night? I mean, how many you guys have seen surges
graduate, you guys. The
on,
people that
yeah.
pay $10,000 to go get a SEC check, and all of a sudden they've admitted to, if they've ever committed a felony, and all of a sudden that felony is a certificate. You got a certificate to show for it. I mean, that's all they got, you guys. I mean, that's all it took. And then, oh, you want to finish? Oh, Laura finished her class 2 course, and they just go up on that stage and they get a certificate, and everyone claps, and everybody shares a win, and it's always the same all nauseating thing because everybody has to sound so into it. Laura, do you want to role play giving a win? You do one first, and I'll do one too. Like, imagine you just graduated.
So, do you have that clapping button? Yeah, yeah. I'm walking up with my son. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Wow. Wow. I don't know where to start. I just feel this course really, you know, it took me there. It got me to a place where I just felt, you know, I didn't even know I had these issues in front of me until I realized, and to be able to see the problem now and to communicate about it, I just feel like this is just the most incredible course. And I feel like I can now get my own daughter to be able to apply the TRs on herself and her own dolls and her own space and her matter and her energy and her time. And she'll be OT3 before anybody knows it. And I'm just so, that's the win there, is I just, not only does it start with one thing into the other, but we all have done this many lives. And I just feel so proud to be, you know, be able to share my communication course with my own daughter.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is all they get.
No, and they do a march clap down the stairs as they're going down to the chairs. It's a whole fucking performance, guys.
It's like literally the Oscars for people that complete 2-week courses at a hotel. They get dressed up. I swear to God, you guys.
It's like really.
They get dressed up to go through a little graduation. Everybody like puts their little drip on, and they want to like really impress everybody. And they're like there with their little like, you know, drip, and just, you know, because again, remember, there's all manner of rich people in there, right? So they really do want to kind of impress each other. And it's sort of like, oh, everyone's here watching the graduation, getting a certificate. And then everybody afterwards comes, oh my God, you completed your course. How did it feel? How does it go? Oh, you're so,
yeah. And then they're like, oh, I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to start.
Your theta change, your real theta.
You're so theta.
You know, 2 weeks ago, you were so in theta and I couldn't stand you. And I was going to write a non-interpolation order on you. But after you completed your course, it's like it's a miracle of the technology.
There's some, what is like, I guess it's just all obviously this whole composition of feeling so great that you completed a course and you get, guys, I have the print. Oh my God, I'm not even going to show it right now, but I have did I tell you about this, Serge? I'm going to pull this thing off. My friend found in a dumpster the metal plate that they used to print the outside certificate of the Hubbard Qualified Scientologist.
Oh, God.
And it's blank, right? Where you put, it has it. So you just print a bunch of these.
I mean, guys, the certificates couldn't have been more like fat paper and like certificate over certificate,
right?
And gold letters.
And it was thick. Like it was like a, you know,
And they gave it
until
to
a
you in a
little bit later in
frame,
college.
like, that was the only thing that, like, actually, "Oh, yeah, this is your certificate, frame
If
all your
you achieved
certificates."
clear, like TRs and objectives and stuff, would you just get the thicker kind of, ooh, look at this shiny golden, you know, like embroidery, like
Oh my
everything just
god,
looks
you're
so shiny.
literally
And you
bringing
feel, you're like really staring at it on the stage. You're like, wow, okay, I'm really
well, you get
achieved this.
flowers too, like, you get
Yeah,
the
and
first
flower,
time they give
ding,
you
ding, and there's
flowers.
music and everybody's clapping to the music. But it's just like, it's like dun, 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 dun. And they're like, like it's just it's a whole, it's, I'm not joking at all, and I'm a performer saying this, it's a whole theatrical show.
Yeah.
And so like I mean, it's so stupid. This was our excitement, guys. This was excitement for SEERG members to go to graduation. It was kind of like, oh, good, we got to go to graduation and kind of
'Cause you
chill out a
literally
little
just had
bit.
at least, like, 2 hours you could sit down
Yeah,
and
just
someone couldn't
relax.
yell at you because they you know, it's, like, literally 2 hours. Well, I'm gonna be left alone.
And we got to be uptoned.
And you're just like, "Okay, I guess it's working, whatever." Like, I guess it must be really working because look, we get that motorcycle
Like, look at how
cycling.
theta we are. I feel so happy. Look at my cert. It's so shiny. And they're
Oh,
all clapping on cue. We're such a team. A team has a tendency to know what the other team members.
oh,
It's
it's
so,
really
but there is, I'm not gonna lie, there was something about getting a cert and going down. Like, it's probably a
you
culty
couldn't be
thing.
more confident that you really achieved some sort of status, you guys, because
Yeah,
what
I
you have to do
achieved
to get that
something.
certificate, let's not forget, okay? Like, those courses are literally like you're trauma bonded to Melbourne Harbor for the rest of your life. You'll have you like sit in front of a literal wall, okay? And for 15 minutes, you have to ask questions of the wall. You're just literally asking questions.
Serge, you have to be clear through your laughs. You're sitting there asking questions to the wall, demanding to get an answer back
From a
out of
wall.
it. Do birds fly? Do fish swim?
Well, actually, you know, the one on the wall for 15 minutes, you guys,
Oh
is
yeah, was
it's for interrogations, okay? So you have to
yes,
be like,
that's
okay,
right.
so golden age of tech,
Because
pattern
there's
drills,
pattern
right.
drills, right? There's
So I have to
pattern
be like,
drills.
are you withholding something? Is there something you've done that you don't want us to know about? Have you committed any crimes? Are you involved in any criminal activity? Is there something that you don't want anyone to know about you? Does the police not have any of your criminal records? Have you lied to us about anything? Is there something you're not withholding for fear of getting into ethics trouble? Are you making up withholds to try to get out of responsibility for something that you have done? Are you withholding something from HCO? Are you withholding something from the MAA? Has your mother missed a withhold on you? Has the MAA missed a withhold on you? What else are you withholding that you're not wanting to talk about? What have you done that you don't want anyone to know about? That. Okay, there. What's that?
On the question,
Oh
what have
God,
you
you
done that you
literally
don't
don't have to
want?
do 15
On the
things.
question,
I think
wait,
we
and
made
then if
mistakes.
any of these read as Sergio, I literally
No,
went back
no,
in time.
but
But
no,
if
because
any
it's
of
just
these
a
read, then
wall.
there's
This
a
is just
whole,
a wall. Like you have to do that for
oh
and
yeah, reciting. That's
and
right. Sorry.
literally you
You
cannot
put me
run
in
out of
session for a
questions.
minute.
You cannot run out if you like stumble, if I literally just went like, did you commit? Oh, flunk. You
Flunk. And then
stumble,
you have to
you have to
restart.
restart the clock and then
You
go
have to
back to
restart.
talking to the wall for another 15 minutes. So it couldn't be more
It's
ridiculous.
so hypnotic. It's actually very hypnotic and it's very psychosis. It's
Grooming,
very
going back to
psychotic.
grooming, that is what in the hell it's
It's
called, grooming it. Grooming it, make it normal. You're doing it to a wall. It couldn't be more normal. Like just because
yeah,
then
you
when you're
actually
doing it
start
in the real room locked
world.
up,
It
you
seems
just sort of
normal. You should just be able to
you're sort of
confront
like,
it like a
okay, I have to
wall.
just ask a lot of questions until this thing reads. And you know, if
Hmm.
the person wants to say anything, you tell them no, shut up. I'm checking with the e-meter, or like We don't need
Guys,
your
in the
answer.
chat, wasn't that just crazy what Serge just did? Like, this is not a joke. This is why Serge was the auditor or the interrogator, but as Scientology would like to say, the auditor, the well-trained auditor, that basically no matter what position, whether I'm an ethics officer or a CMO messenger and telling or ordering Serge Delmar or somebody to do. Ew, I felt so gross just mixing your artist beautiful name with like old past Scientology Sea Org things. I was like, wait, Sergio. Like I was thinking like being in the Sea Org. But what I was gonna say is that they normalize all this from the very beginning. So like my mother would be so impressed that our marching drills and our team had a that we could all recite what the definition of a team is. And, you know, so they get this idea like, wow, they're really getting, educated in their mind. They're getting educated. Look at them becoming such great Sea Org members. Wow. They're going to be like, so, and then obviously if we're not doing that, which I wasn't a lot, or I already knew marching and all that shit way too much, that I would be running off because I didn't want to be at the Ant Ranch. That was the truth. I wanted to always be doing something else. I wanted to be living a life. Like, but the things that you don't get to feel until later, like these are the things we're just having a little bit of thought about. Like we're going like, oh, you think we're going to be a little bit mad about this? Or you think we're just going to tell our stories and be done? Like, no. And telling our stories, when is that done? It all is so all the way down to talking to a wall and then doing it to a doll and then doing it to somebody who's your age and then doing it
That's
to
another
somebody.
question that came up with in the streets, you guys. That's another question that came up. It's like
The doll.
rooming with
Yeah.
dolls, as if the courtrooms weren't filled with teddy bears and rag dolls that are literal things that you would find in a child's room, not in a courtroom filled with adults and kids. I mean, we would love to hear from the Scientology parents and the executives who really thought it was a great idea to utilize dolls so that all could be role played with a doll, aka groomed with a doll. They called it drill, you guys. I mean, as if they didn't literally call it, oh, drill it. Oh, start of drill. It's all just make believe. And then they would start with like questions like, have you ever stolen an apple? Don't think that we were asking like those felony questions that I just did. That's when you graduate to the next level. Everything gets more unhinged, disgusting, and depraved every level you go up. Like that is literally what it is. It's like you start here, oh, purification. We'll give you some vitamins and niacin so you have a rash.
It's literally
5,000 milligrams of niacin because
on the purification rundown. Yeah.
like as if the medical malpractice wasn't right there. But of course, no, couldn't be more spiritual or religious to really, jack yourself up with 5,000 milligrams of niacin. And
so
then
as we're jacking ourselves up with it, we think we're on policy and we're waiting. And if we feel like poop, then that's normal because we're auditing out an engram. It doesn't matter if our heart rate is way too. It doesn't matter if we're about to explode from heat, ice, and reaction or overdose, whatever. And that somebody's telling you to drink oil lecithin and everything about it. And I'm puking my like brains out and I'm going, are you sure? I'm relying. I was puking. Don't know what I was puking. I was puking out some dark blue stuff, which I should probably have been left in my body.
Oh my God.
It was really bad. And then I was like, have faith in them. I was like, whatever the word in my mind as a 9-year-old at the Golden Era Productions base.
9. I mean,
9 years old.
I did it at 11. They liked us to do it young. I don't know why, because I'm like, we haven't even taken drugs.
Serge is in a laughing state tonight, but
we had taken no drugs whatsoever, and here's a purification so you really get rid of your drugs. I'm like, what drugs?
Well, okay, so part of the thing they ask you, they say, like, fill out your history so we can see a lot of the things I put was radiation from being out in the sun from fire breaks too much and de-weeding out. Literally, I put this, I said I got too many sunburns. And then so lots of radiation. They were like, oh, that makes sense. And then I said I had from falling inside. It makes sense. It makes sense. And then I said I fell inside the tool shed while another cadet was lifting me up into the window because the front door was locked and the adult that was supposed to open it was sleeping in too long. So the cadets decided to just make it go right with green on white and lift me. Kimberly Alcock lifted me up through the window and I said, okay, good. And I was getting in and she thought I said more. And so she lifted me and I fell head first and went unconscious. And
oh, you guys.
Where I forgot why did I bring that up? That was the second.
They made you do something for the Bureau. I'm sure you have to take a time.
Yeah. Hold on. Don't laugh, Serge. I know you were joking, saying I'm sure they made you do a touch assist when you're freaking unconscious on the floor. But they literally did. All I can remember was the doors opening and this bright shining light. Because I guess eventually one of the adults called one of the kids called the adults and was like, "She's not getting up. We could see her in the window and she fell. Somebody needs to." So one of the adults somehow opened up the door.
Oh.
So I don't know how long I was sitting there for. Anyways, horrible. But what I'm getting to, wow.
Well, no,
they
had to take a
my
time.
head hurts.
Really did, like, literally
so then I had to do locational. I had to do a body comm, and then locational assist so I wouldn't fall asleep because they were like, oh, it looks like she might have a concussion. And I was like, what is that? like, anyways. The things that it's just so the things that we thought were normal, even the thought process of that whole situation, like and also knowing that in our minds we don't have just a phone or a cell phone. Today we're so used to our phones and cell phones. No, even back then everybody in the world didn't have cell phones. Like, so it was one phone at the Int Ranch base for us. And even if you're in Clearwater or in the Sea Org, anywhere, you have to get permission to call out or off the property. You have to have a code to call off the property. Unless it's 911 and they'll know exactly who called from what phone because they have cameras every single corner inside and out of the Fort Harrison Hotel and every Scientology organization, hotel, business, whatever you want to call it.
CC OSA, you guys. Make it make sense, OSA, real quick. Make it make sense why in the hell these kids were off in the middle of nowhere in some Indian reservation, that there was only one phone, that you were really pressed to not have any calls come out of that place, as we literally sit here with Laura telling us that, she could have had a concussion, but, never mind. Let's really get the code, you guys. Oh, no, we wouldn't want to waste our money. Like, the codes were about money, you guys. That's how they controlled the phone. They were real pressed to not spend too much money because they only had, again,
and not only that, they were not taking me to the hospital. They knew they should have been bringing me to the hospital. They were waiting for MLO okay, and that was after it was already like 6 hours of me like walking around. Like, I just can't imagine. Like,
and the
look, I'm not trying to feel even sorry for myself. I just can't imagine the me. If I was my own mother, I would feel very bad for that daughter. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that is so unmothering. That is so
the neglect of it all. It's just unthinkable. It's just,
and so okay. So back to the full thing. The reason I put why that came up is they said, oh, because I had to go through an MRI, that I had to get a CAT scan or whatever. And they kept telling me stop moving. And I said, I'm not. And basically there's some effect or something when you have such a concussion that's so deep. It's literally like your brain is still vibrating from the concussion. Like, so that's where the dizzy spell. And so it's like, you can look, but then it's like, there's still a tiny vibration from it hitting so hard. Anyways, I forget what it is. I'll look at, but
OSA, you guys. OSA is
literally, and not only that, I got in trouble. I got in trouble for draining the medical money for the other cadets for just simple things that, like, oh, Melissa Sutter had flat foot, and so she needed to go see Dr. Setman Price at Shaw Health Center, but there's not enough gas now because Megan took all the money to get her. And
Gosh,
Casabius Tabioyan told me that. Mr. Mike Perbilski. I know I always chop him, but that's a hard relationship because he was a younger adult and a minor when he was in and being put at the Inn Ranch,
you
and
didn't
then
deserve
became
that.
the abuser.
You didn't deserve that, and whoever was doing that really needs to figure out what in the hell they were doing. It's really just that simple, you know. Just like Debbie
Yeah.
Cook, it's like she's never gonna have a pass about anything. You were
Right.
there, you were committing the abuse.
The only
you did it
pass
all,
she has,
you
the
did
only
it.
pass they have is by talking about it. Like, I'm like
The
so
power to survivors. Like also, you know, shout out to Eat Predators, you guys, because that's what we really found out. And especially, I wanted to speak about that. You
Yeah,
know,
we will. We're gonna get there. But I was saying the reason I went to the purification at Gold Base was because I smoked a lot of cigarettes from Barbara Tompkins and Foster Tompkins smoking cigarettes, and they would have
the underage smoking, you guys. That was so huge.
I thought it was so cool. I thought it was so cool. We'd run away. And here's another crazy thing.
At 13,
Here's another.
Hold on one second, because you just brought this something completely new. At 13, you guys, I was buying cigarettes from the canteen. Scientology was selling cigarettes to minors, and then they did later on, like I think for like 2 years that I was at the beginning of the Sea Org, they were letting minors buy cigarettes, and before that, it was full blown. Adults and minors were buying cigarettes. Everyone smoked inside of the hotel. All of them were smokers. So when I got there, again, because I was feeling real like adult, you saw all the adults smoking. I was like, 100%. Oh, I want to smoke too, you know. So I started just buying cigarettes and started smoking, and then they did tell us that we couldn't do it, so then I had to stop. But it was like, yeah, kids were smoking. So, but I did my pure at 11, so I hadn't even smoked then. The only thing that happened to me, Laura, is that I had drank a lot of paint thinner when I was trying to like shh back in Mexico. So maybe that's what I was getting out on my pure. I don't know.
Yeah. So no, definitely you were. They also, yeah. One of the things I wrote down, guys, this is a 9 to 10-year-old child. I might have been 10. A 10-year-old child being at Gold Base, twinned with Danny Dunnigan, who's currently one of the security chiefs at Golden Era Productions base. One of his ex-wives. One of his
Dunnigan. Hi, slave owner Donnie Dunnigan. I hope you really
and abuser.
Slave owner.
And abuser.
I really hope you're using your security job to really slave own all the people that you have underneath you, that you literally prey on, as if you're not literally a predator. Like, these people are predators, you guys. That's what in the hell it's called. If you are abusing power, if you have a disgusting, unthinkable, indefensible power dynamic situationship, shout out to OSA, that's called you're involved in literal DV, like literally domestic violence for people. And that's who this man is. As if we don't have gay Pope
footage,
being literally pummeled
and beat up and twisted and arms, and like there's so much footage of these security guards at Gold Base doing horrific abusive stuff.
We will show it.
We're going to start putting it all together. Yeah, that's a great idea. I bet you SP Spanglish will also be down, and Jacob, I'm sure you're in the chat. You'll be down to help. Let's put a whole
more, you guys. You realize that right now Scientology is under the scrutiny from hell, and even
because of all the stuff they've already done.
Press AF right now, because they know they have a magnifying glass over them like they've never had. So all of these campaigns about we really afraid, don't speak out because they're really gonna come and get you. That has all just been BS to keep everyone very scared. Oh, don't talk. They're really going to come and harass you. You know what? Laura and I are not being harassed. And if they do want to, bring it on, because we've got all manner of cameras on us. We got all manner of attorneys on speed dial. We got all manner of people that actually have our back. We have all of y'all here. So we were scared when we have ourselves to literally speak on our behalf. But today we couldn't have more advocates that we can literally count. So Scientology and all these people under the radar, you're really pressed. You're really, oh my God, I'm going to be so scared. Drop the excuse. It's a false pitch. There's nothing to be scared of. You are an American with an American right. Like, if you are not used to exercising that right, then go and exercise it. Go and exercise it. It's not an excuse anymore to be like, oh, I'm really scared. Well, you know what? Lose the scaredness, because there's plenty of kids that should be very scared, and they don't have anyone of y'all advocating for them. So yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to all the, under the radars. Come out of the radar. What in the hell are you doing still sticking up for the hotels? That would be a good question to ask yourselves.
Yeah. How are you
know?
going to live this lifetime and be moving on with your life knowing that coming out and just being completely open about this stuff is actually going to be the thing that makes you feel
And it's not even
relieved?
about you. It's what's gonna stop the abuse. It's like, don't
That's
make
what
it
it is.
about you. We don't give a shred of an F about you. Literally, you're the last. You owe whatever in the hell is going on in those hotels to stop. And it's literally, we're shouting out all Scientology executives, all Scientology parents that are nowhere to be found on the public record, calling themselves out. Get y'all's ethics in, as if you don't know how to help to get your ethics in. You pitch that inside of the hotel. Go back to those pitches that you really said, oh, they were so useful and helpful. Well, now start using them here in the real life with the Crimes Against Children unit at the FBI. Hey, here, my OW write-up. Look how many pages. I really came clean. Here's all of the testament. This is all the passports I was locking up for myself because I couldn't be more out of my mind. And here's my criminal attorney that really is going to, sign up a little deal that I will, get some sort of immunity, so given that I did, a la Debbie Cook, traffic over 1,000 minors in my hotel. I mean, yeah, Debbie Cook, that's where you should really be figuring out your immunity based on how many kids you traffic, as if you're not Ghislaine Maxwell on steroids, literal steroids, you guys. I mean, the level of abuse and the level of unhingement and the level of entitlement and just full-blown lawlessness. I mean, we just put it on our community tab, like, locking up a passport is a felony. So CC OSA, y'all need to answer why our passports were locked.
Yeah, you can't Google
All
that,
of
huh?
OSA people, CC Kathy True, CC Mike Rinder, CC Donatella, CC Kristen Catano, CC all of y'all. Go Google it. Go Google it for yourselves. Y'all are locking up people's personal identifications at HCO, calling it a Val doc, that little euphemism that doesn't mean a shred of a thing. Stop being infantile. L. Ron Hubbard pulled that literal term out of his ass so that y'all could really lock up passports, commit felonies, play dumb, have all your little attorneys that you really pay a lot of money to really make sure you don't break the law, and you couldn't be more lawless because you couldn't be more pathetically dishonest with your own literal attorneys. That's a problem with the Scientology attorneys, you guys. They have a client that is like, Confident Chris called them out. It's called Liantology. All it is lies after lies after more lies after more lies. They couldn't be more lying out of their literal, every single orifice of their body is lies and fraud and manipulation and just like auto unhingement, as if they didn't entitle themselves for it. I mean, L. Ron Hubbard wrote it here. Let's all apply it to the letter. So broad strokes AF. All of y'all are implicated. That's what in the hell it's called. It's called a conspiracy. It's called, oh, we're really planning to break the law altogether. Let's all really become really aware that we're breaking the law, and then pretend that because we wrote it down on a piece of paper, because we video recorded it, all of a sudden, just like that, recording it and really being implicated on it means that we didn't do anything wrong. We couldn't have done anything wrong because L. Ron Hubbard did write it. So really go and start trying those defenses real quick for yourselves, Scientology parents. Really start typing some pitch about, yeah, just as long as L. Ron Hubbard wrote it, then I'm within my rights, because we're finding out that that couldn't be more of a pathetic defense that would literally not even hold, not even in court, you guys. Literally, if somebody just went, a sigh would literally destroy that defense. Literally, oh, no. like the whole defense just like
Literally,
collapses.
it would be like because they would straight out be like, well, why? Because the judge, everybody interrogating will be like, cool. Now that we've laid it out and we've seen what you've done, why? What was the reason for you? Did it make you feel good? Why? Oh, because L. Ron Hubbard said to do it, and if it wasn't written and wasn't true, if he said do it, then do it. It's kind of like, okay, that's going to be the why at the end of this, because L. Ron Hubbard is garbage, hypnotized these fucking everybody from from the 50s, literally from before that in the 50s, to manipulate everybody thinking that this was some like moral group that was going to like make the planet feel more lively and more alive and more artistic and more
Well, and you
communicative
know
and
what?
more
And
gay. No.
Laura, like like what we're saying, you guys. This year we literally grab our proverbial, imaginary bat. Then this bat, we put some nails, and then now we just hit people with the bat and the nails. Imaginary. Our words, our intelligence, because we're bashing all this BS. It's not okay to play dumb anymore. It's like it's enough. It's really enough. We really have had enough of it. Y'all know how to get your ethics in. Y'all know how to write exact time, place from an event of every passport you locked up, of every minor. Just literally remember their name and where in the hell you locked up the passport. Because you kept logs of that. You had logs. Oh, we gave you the passport this day. Okay, really, you're gonna have to return it here. And they have one person that literally all they do is make sure that all passports are always returned to them.
Return a log that literally says, yep, got it at this time, 6:53 p.m. when they just got off the shuttle bus from Los Angeles in Hollywood. They take the HGB shuttle that goes to the Gold Base and up at Int, and they would sign in, and right when they're coming into security, logged in their passports. They would keep notes of this, guys. There's notes of all of this. There's files of this. There's warehouses full of this.
All the logs, everything. They keep all the logs. They keep all the evidence on themselves. They
Because L.
incriminate
Ron Hubbard
themselves
even
and
said,
they keep the evidence. They were
if it
just
isn't written, it isn't true.
keeping the
Right.
evidence. No one's
And
allowed
even
to touch
keeping
the
statistics.
file. L. Ron Hubbard said to keep all the files, and just
Yep.
like that, they're running their racketeering scheme. That's what it's called. OSA, go clear the definition of RICO, because y'all have a real crashing MU on the definition of RICO. And you know what? Next time you pick up the phone to call Monique, say, hey, Monique, RICO, because it's showing up on our lawsuits, Monique. And guess what? Once RICO happens, you guys, conspiracy gets literally boom like that. And then all of a sudden, every single person that was aiding and abetting and watching and being a part of this disgusting hotel chain is implicated. That's what is called a conspiracy. That you all conspired as a team, knowing what each other was doing and thinking, coordinating thereby and therewith.
That is the definition of a team in Scientology.
It is people who cooperate one with another to push forward a common purpose, and they're normally getting along great. Well, you know what? Y'all got along real great for a while. And I think it's like, stop getting along so great.
So now the trick is to be an individual.
911, I need a criminal attorney. I mean, that's not actually the number, but just GTS, criminal attorney, human trafficking, child trafficking, felonies, federal, all of that. Check that for yourselves real quick, real quick, because all manner of people that did this as a job, as a post. Oh yeah, this is my post. This is what I'm gonna do day in and day out. Shout out to Glenn Stylo, you guys. He's the one that scams everything of the visas. He was, Mike Rinder's protege, Glenn Stylo, that has literally been on the sham of all the visas. That can be blamed all on him. And Kathy True, who's his senior, and Ben Shaw, who's the other senior, and all the same old proteges of Mike Rinder are still there doing the same exact thing, you guys. But they are being exposed from every single angle, and we're not letting go of our foot. It's on their neck, and it's going to keep squeezing. And this is all we need. We need all kids to be, anyone that goes inside that hotel needs to be carded.
Yep.
You cannot enter the threshold of the hotel.
You
If
cannot
you
be on
don't
the
have
property.
a literal document, so give all the fucking passports back to the kids so y'all can really see, oh, this one says 16, okay, then no, that one's
Or they're
connected.
or give them back to their
Shit,
parents or their
I
ones
called
that are
everyone 21 and under. That's our first demand. We're demanding this to be done tomorrow. And every day you don't do it, we're gonna keep literally grabbing our bat with the nails and hitting you with it until you start doing it. If you cannot be drinking because the law really want to protect you from really not being able to consent to a drink, well, why in the hell would any kid be subjected to a hardcore session from L. Ron Hubbard? Because that's what we need to understand right now. So card everyone 21 and over, you guys. All of you in the chat, you want to know what we need to do to help? This is all we need to be demanding right now. Demanding right F now. Like, don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until a million weeks. Don't wait until the IRS really decides to, to
to get
literally
their ethics in.
continue jerking off. Literally, IRS commissioner, keep jerking off to yourselves, to your stupidity.
Do you
Because
have something to
we're
say about
driving our,
this, Serge?
what's up?
Do you have something to say about this? I just put that up there
You need to
because
call Alan Dershowitz. He was Epstein's lawyer. No, I mean, it's like, yeah, Epstein. I mean, you guys, these people are Epstein on crack. These people have been enabled to blackmail people, to sell that stuff, to implicate all the celebrities as if they don't have hundreds of celebrities, just like Epstein and Ghislaine. I mean, they're following the same business model, except they're doing it with full-blown evidence, recording it as it happens, something that Ghislaine and Jeffrey were allegedly not doing, like to the degree that we know were being done in those hotels. That's the only difference. And yeah, good luck, Clearwater. You got a lot to literally, we're going to start a petition to call you blood water. Because literally there's only like blood of all these kids that are in your water that you just pretend don't exist, because you know what? They really are having a very religious time for themselves with their passport locked up, being slaves. And it sucks to be them, because we couldn't have more of a First Amendment that really protects adults to violate the law and wipe their ass with it. Well, you know what is not true, because Ruby Franke is seeing very, very serious legal repercussions for child abuse, child neglect, punishments that are just ridiculous and indefensible. That is what it's called. Child abuse is indefensible power dynamics. L. Ron Hubbard normalized it for all the Scientology parents. Well, you know what? All of y'all got a ton of amends and ethics and conditions, all manner of stuff that you got to do, but now in the real world with real attorneys to get your real ethics in, not your hotel ethics. Hotel ethics are canceled, you guys. Hotel ethics are back in the day when everyone really did buy the pitch that L. Ron Hubbard had a shred of a clue what in the hell he was talking about. But today, in the year 2024, let's stop playing dumb. I mean, how long do we have to play dumb, and to whose benefit is playing dumb? Because if we just have an answer to that question, I think we really could, get very far.
The mommers, I just wanted to say, did you feel like you had to put on a different mask? We had to put all kinds of any post, position, job, hat. You have to put the mask of that position, post, job, hat, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. So job, title, whatever. But the mask is a Scientologist, L. Ron Hubbard. So you're being groomed to become the presence and the status of L. Ron Hubbard. And even that status is fake. Like the things were like, oh, L. Ron Hubbard's this glamorous guy and we should have the status of him. He wasn't any of that. So it even makes more sense when you do leave and you start to see what human manipulation and narcissism is, and just predatory behavior. You would be like, oh, why would somebody build a whole organization or a business or a trafficking scheme, whatever you want to call it, and call it Scientology and pretend that it has something to do with science and technology, and it's literally something coming out of his ass.
You guys, it's very hard to pronounce, but it's predatorology.
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 No, predatorology.
Predatorology.
That is Scientology. Predatorology.
It's just, System of enabling predators. Scooby-Doo, how was the party the other night, guys? Your dance moves were cool, Surge. Thank you, Scooby-Doo. The party was great, you guys. I mean, this party that we're having outside Scientology's thing is like we're doing it because we're loving it. Like all these, there's such great energy, there's so much support, there's so much love, there's so much
Questions, great questions.
great
And
questions.
people showing up like Anon the other night. Remember the gold-faced mask guy?
Yep.
Amazing. That's gonna be amazing when I find out who he is. And he even, I think he was gonna tell me who he was, but I was kind of like,
But you were recording, so like you have to be
and
careful.
I was in the moment.
You guys were
Yeah,
recording everything, so if you come
totally. And
across,
I was like, whoa, I
you
knew
could
the
literally out
position.
yourself by saying the stupid thing. And Osa,
Yeah.
as we know, is real
And they're
press. So you
waiting.
listen. So we're so glad, Osa, that you're listening. So you really start Googling felonies and racketeering. Because you know what? It would really be doing you some good right now to start cutting deals, immunity deals. But you know what? You got to give them the evidence to literally indict who you know needs to be indicted inside of those hotels. And y'all already know, everyone inside of those hotels knows who's complicit, who ordered what, there's a whole infrastructure, you guys. This is not, Laura and I know the infrastructure. We didn't ask to know it. We couldn't have
We
given a
do know
single
it.
talk about this disgusting infrastructure of abuse and corruption, but now we do know it. So now we do know who was doing what, when, where, and how, and for how long. So all of that to say, we enjoyed dancing a lot.
We do. And also, I was going to say that there's also like 100%, there's this therapy of being like, oh, you have a question? It's almost like it feels like we're teachers. We're like, oh, perfect. Wow. We would actually love to spend our useless time being right here answering all these amazing questions that not only get answered and they're on the TikTok and they're doing the work obviously itself. How is it in 1 week? Obviously the Rolling Stones article is going to get all twisted and wrong and numb it down completely off of a few little young TikTokers and a little bit of me and Serge coming out there with Streets LA and Jessica. Like, it's just so insane that they still, not insane. It's just what it is. So let's just not like idolize,
because this platform is what's giving up our own voice, and the fact that we're able to collaborate with all of these kids. I mean, like last week, Laura jumped up on a live giving them exactly the tour for gold. This is where this is. This, you know, it's like
I was very clear about
so
that.
it's
Yeah.
great to know that people want that information, right? Because it's like we've made ourselves available. We've literally provided all receipts and whatever, but it's like people don't want it. They've been using us. They've been data mining us just like Scientology to exploit our pain so they can make a quick buck for themselves. That's what it's been. This relationships with the corporate media, you guys, couldn't be more exploitative, couldn't be more one-sided. Oh yeah, we really want to help you. And then as soon as they hear everything, oh no, that would never pass my thing. Or no, but yeah, of course,
like
that
it's out of
nothing
my
passes
hands.
anything because they don't have their own investigation. And that's what in the hell is called all corporate media, CC y'all. You can't write anything because you never put any skin in the game. You just want to receive money for putting our pain on full display to purport that you really are the experts of whatever, the experts of grifting. Because by all means, you know, show us your statistics. Let's really audit the media, you guys, and really find out how many millions of dollars they've been making off of this story for the last 74 years. Yeah, everybody wants to know about Tom Cruise. Everybody wants to know about this. And all it's been is a grift. All it's been is they never cover the subject that, you know, for some reason, the idiots that supposedly are the experts investigating, you guys, if we would have investigated like this when we were inside of the hotel, our head would have been put on a literal pike. That's what they called it. If we just investigated just like superficial, glib, whatever, oh no, you're not investigating. You're not pulling the string. You're not finding the Sherman tank. You're just literally not confronting evil. Well, you know what, media? You don't confront evil. You couldn't be more stupid. Literally, oh, here's the book. Here's what it says. Everybody did it by the letter, right? Right, Mike Rinder, right, Debbie Cook, right, Marty Rathbun, right, David Miscavige, right, Shirley Miscavige, right, Claire, right, Anne Rathbun, right, You know, Angie Trent, right? Angie Blankenship, right? Right, everybody? Or no? Or are Laura and I just like, you know, really wasting our time and our breath again here as if we didn't already waste our entire formative years stuck in the hotels? But we are having a Friday night here advocating on these things because, again, all of y'all
Well,
are.
we are talking about, this is SPTV graduation, so we are talking about our achievements. We're
Well, and
talking
the
all
achievement is
this
that, you know,
outcome
the
is
achievement
that
is that,
we have
you
come
know,
out.
the more you know, you know what? That's your certificate that we're gonna give you today, you guys. The more you know, y'all are
More you
graduating.
know.
Y'all are graduating. Breaking news.
The more you know, the clearer you will get.
Literally this, you guys. Literally. Okay, so you all have now completed the course. The more you know, dot, dot, dot. So here's your certificate. Go get yourself a flower at your nearest grass that you have close to you. Like even grab a weed. Who cares? Just literally stand there with the more you know course certificate of the week. And you know what? We are not going to send you an invoice for this certificate. You just, in 1 hour, this could have cost you 50 grand because you know what? Laura and I are highly specialized in this BS. Literally, we couldn't have more of a PhD in it. Literally.
We got a PhD in Scientology, but we won't. We know.
Janitoriology.
No, I say we got a PhD in Scientology, but we know nothing about science or technology.
Because it's P.
All we know is we got goldenrod SPs. Thank you, Skipper the geriatric Chihuahua. What's that?
Chihuahua. Skipper, the little geriatric Chihuahua. Shout out to you,
Oh,
Skipper. Definitely check out Healthy Paws Herbal Labs. That is the holistic natural herbs that my husband and I have, and we have a lot of different, you know, natural herbs that you guys can know check out for yourselves. It's called Healthy Paws Herbal Labs, and we love helping little dogs that have problems. So yeah, shout out.
and they have so many things like calming, or if they have anxiety, or they want to go on a plane, you have a little thing, and it's all like natural, beautiful, nice medicine. So yes, check it out. And they also have done the research enough to know that there's so many different types and characters
Our
and
PhD, you guys. We're
yeah,
actually
like
a
so
partner that has
many.
a PhD, so you know, pets deserve the best. Like, why shouldn't someone with a PhD formulate something that could help them? They need that help. They need advocates. Pets
But
and kids.
the care and the love that you and Michael bring with your guys' company is so cool. It's just like, oh, did our calm medicine only help a little? Oh, guess what? We know somebody that can help. Like, it's just, you guys are just so on it, and it's so sweet because it comes from such purity, like such
Well, I
like
mean, yeah,
helplessness
it's
to
true that, right?
animals.
It's
And
like the animals need your advocacy. That's part of love. Love is
oh,
advocacy.
we love our
Love is,
animals in our chat, guys.
yeah.
We do. Skipper the I can't say this word.
Skipper the geriatric
Geriatric.
chihuahua, geriatric.
Okay, fine.
Geriatric.
I mean, if I look away, I can hear it geriatric, but then I look at it and I'm like geriatric. Okay. The Rolling Stone article was a cross between tongue in cheek and dare to other journalists to do something. Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of your pathetic, stupid $12.99 wouldn't convince me to buy this freaking article alone. I literally, a friend of mine saw it, sent it to me right away, right? And they're like, did you see this? And I went to go open it, and they have a subscription. I went to go open it, and it said $12.99 to read the article. And I said,
Look, you
excuse
guys.
me. And I went and looked at it.
Would any of y'all pay $12.99 for a piece of white bread? Literally white bread, something that stands for nothing. That's who you are, Rolling Stone. You stand
It's
for
just so
nothing. You have
stupid.
no
Get real.
vertebrae. You literally just, let's
Become
really
a
do it
real artist
here. And you know
platform.
what? We could audit y'all's little papers. Like, y'all haven't done anything. Y'all haven't gotten to the bottom of nothing. You couldn't be more clueless if you tried. Spend the time outside the streets and spend the time finding who the kids are that are stuck in there. And then start getting into the weeds of what in the hell is actually going on. So, or shut up and don't write stupid stuff.
Ever. Otherwise, you're going to get Rodney in your face. Sorry, somebody brought up, Brian Green brought up Slap David with Rodney, and I just forgot Rodney. I haven't talked to Rodney in a while, so this is fun. I need to get him his Sea Org cap so he can just relax and, you know, have something covering. But in the meantime,
crochet, like, you know,
world
and things like they're so, I mean, it's just adorable. So
it's
like,
so artful and loving, and like, so like, I can't even imagine the thought. I wish I could record Marilyn's head while she's crocheting. I wish I could record. Please let me just record your head. Don't even talk, Marilyn.
I think like the crocheting, it's like, because there's another girl that I follow on TikTok, you guys. Her name is Daniela, the scholar of cults and high control groups and absolutely horrific leadership. And she went to like Harvard and got a whole thing because she grew up in the Children of God. And like her whole TikTok, she's like always like crocheting like this, you know, it's like we, you know, and I really relate to that because it's like, for me, it's like I have to do all of these exercises on my own body to kind of like center myself and ground myself. And I feel like Marilyn and her, like, it's just like working on this thing, and it just relaxes you because there's so much anxiety after being traumatized for so long. It's like your body is like a chihuahua. Like, it's like the trauma stays there and it lingers. Even if everything in your life is great, you still are feeling this thing that you're like, you know, and it's not like we can just like control our emotions. Like they told us at the hotel, just calm up tone, just come.
And tell her you couldn't do it.
Remote control, you guys. I mean, no wonder the parents were loving it. You could just control us with remote control.
Rodney ain't down with that.
Knock it off, you know, just like
knock it off.
Animals and children are so innocent. We really need to do all we can do to protect them from predators. That's right.
And then this one before that. Thank you, honey. And this one, Blackmail, says, question, why do you think some other SPT creators don't agree with your point of view about calling the places of the audit hotels and the concept that parents traffic the children? Well, should we cover that really quickly?
Well, for number one, if you don't call it hotel, then literally tell us why. Because we are asking them to tell us how it wasn't a hotel. That's what we need to know. We know it's a hotel. We know people were checking in. We know the people that were doing the beds. We know the maids. We know.
I was the maid. When I got demoted and approved from the EPF, they put me as a Fort Harrison cleaner, and they put me in this new weird maid outfit. And I was so, yes, I had an ego and I was a narcissistic but I was so disappointed that they made me a cleaner. They made me a cleaner for something so stupid. And so I was making these beds, and I remember, but I remembered.
Did it to be nasty. They just literally did it to be nasty. You know?
To be like, you better not have any more choices of your own ever again. That was basically what it was. How dare you even think that you could be doing a good job at programs and still think that you could get away with flirting with an older person? I was a minor. I was 16. And that's the reason I got demoted. No, I was 15, 16. And that's the reason I got demoted from my high position, which once I was being the runner for the whole Lisa McPherson case with the executives. And then I was put back on the flag crew programs operator post. They call any jobs that post that Jenna Miscavige once covered. I took over Jenna Miscavige's old posts. It's just so gross.
So this concept that you just asked is called actually DARBO, and it stands for deny, attack, reverse the victim and offender. And it's a term used to describe manipulative strategy employed by individuals, particularly those engaging in abusive or harmful behavior. So here's the breakdown. They deny. So the first step involves denying any wrongdoing or existence of a problem. The person employing DARBO may refuse to acknowledge their actions, dismiss evidence, or downplay the impact of their behavior. All of you Scientology parents, you are literally in deny. Number two, attack. After denial, the individual may often then shift to attack the accuser. The attack can then take various forms, such as questioning the credibility of the person, raising concerns, blaming them for the situation, or redirecting attention to the supposed flaws in the accuser. So that's where you're seeing the attacks. Oh yeah, couldn't be more brush strokes. They don't know what in the hell they're talking about. They really, they really have crazy rhetoric. We're talking about L. Ron Hubbard's rhetoric. So yes, it's crazy AF. Literally crazy AF. Like, in what world is it not crazy? Because it would be great for you to make the case on why it's not crazy. And last but not least, reverse victim and offender. In this stage, the manipulator attempts to portray themselves as the victim rather than the aggressor. Oh, Debbie Cook. Oh, Mike Rinder. Oh, Marty Rathbun. Y'all are the victims now? We're the predators? Well, you got that right. We are the predators, and we don't give an F. We need answers, and y'all actually have those answers in your literal head. So audit your literal Miss Withholds out of yourself and really start coming clean, because that's what it's called. They may claim they've been unfairly targeted, misunderstood, or even assert that they're the ones being victimized by the accuser. Well, you know what? You are being victimized because you're getting called out, and you've always been cradled and canoodled. So now all of a sudden, sure. So Darvo is a tactic often used to manipulate narratives, shift blame, and avoid accountability. It's important to recognize these patterns in communication, particularly in situations involving power imbalances and abusive dynamics. So shout out to all of the executives and Scientology parents that were all about power imbalances and abusive dynamics. Y'all are nothing but Darbo. All you can do is throw Darbo at us, and you really think that's gonna work. You really think that we did, like you said in the live the other day, Laura, like, in what world did these people think we were never gonna grow up and, become our own and need none of their approval? None of your viewpoints could matter any less. Literally, we don't give a shred of an F about your opinion or your viewpoint, because if we go by that, all kids stay stuck at the hotel. So that's why in the hell your viewpoint could be more irrelevant. And since you're not here having the conversation, opening up and actually being transparent, and we would know what in the hell that sounds like, since you did want us to witness what in the hell you were doing in those hotels. Y'all gave us the access starting at 12 years old. We left before we were literally 21. So we were out of those hotels doing that disgusting stuff. So y'all only stole us for our literal formative years. When we became an adult, we didn't want to have anything to do with y'all. So those are the years we need explained in our life. So yes, we're grabbing a bat, and yes, we just put nails on it to hit your head until it starts bleeding and maybe some actual information starts coming out of it. Because kids are still stuck at the hotel while you play dumb. And how many years have you been out? Oh yeah, plenty. You could have already had a full-blown kid again, and they could just literally be 18 going into college. But yet still we have nothing on the public record. Audit y'all's own public record. So you can start telling the people what you haven't come clean on, literally. That is what in the hell it's called. Come clean on what you know you did. We shouldn't have to tell you. Y'all did it. Why do y'all have to get called out? As if you don't even have the manual for L. Ron Hubbard. If you have such bad memory, just
I
look
would
at the
even
manual and be like, oh, look, this is what we were doing right here. That's what it says it did. Oh, this is what we were doing.
I would even say that it's like, also, like, don't be so offended if Serge says something that offends you. Like also, like,
No,
not
be
even
cool.
just
Feel whatever
Sterling.
feeling you want to have. I don't
Have
care.
whatever feel. That's what
Literally
I'm
don't give a shit
saying.
about that. Feel whatever. Like, your
But
feelings
I
are
want to
last
say
of our
something on
concerns.
top of
We don't
this.
give a shit of an F.
But I want to say something on top of this. Feel whatever you want to feel, right? So feel like, okay, you're mad. But Scientology, also remember the way that you're reacting and the way you're perceiving and feeling and hearing, for the people feeling offended by, all these very stupid details. There's a thing about, like, at what point are you now including the way that you were mentally, like, if you were never born and raised in the Sea Org, if you were born in Africa, and you would not be a Scientologist, you would not have these beliefs that you have today.
You would not be
For these
trauma
people that
bonded
are
to
offended
your
by this, it's
oppressor.
like,
You would not have a
right,
trauma bond with the people that you're trying to defend. You would not be using
literally,
Darbo to whitewash the people that are actually coming up for air after being suffocated, muscled, told that we don't deserve to speak, that really should be very careful about what in the hell we say, because we wouldn't want OSA coming after us. So yeah, we're not
On
afraid of
this,
your little scare tactics that you've been spewing. It's gonna be so scary. Oh my God. It's like, it's not scary. Look at Streets LA, you guys. He's going over there and he's actually blasting these people with a lot more energy than we've seen anywhere else. So in what world do we have any evidence that they are actually disgusted and putting that level of energy? You all know what in the hell goes on in the hotel. So why are you not outraged? Is our question to you. What are you on? What kind of drug are you on that you're literally just, I really did get out of that threshold and left it all in the past, because that's where it really belongs, and now moving on, having a great life, and hopefully we really show everyone that we're having a great life. They really want to leave the hotel. The predators are not leaving the hotel. You're going to have to pry them out of the hotel. You're going to have to pry their fangs off of the children, in case y'all didn't notice. A predator's going to be like, oh, yeah, there's all these children, but, look at me smiling. You really want to leave the hotel now because you saw me smiling? Y'all saw how it worked out for Sebastian. He's not outside. Everyone was nice. Everybody, oh, Sebastian, this, that, whatever. And that's the thing that Jessica Palmadesa was talking about in Streets LA, because they are very serious, you guys. They're not like, oh, yeah, they Sebastian. Like, Jessica doesn't give a shred of an F about Sebastian. She's seeing what in the hell is actually going on behind the curtain. So Sebastian couldn't be more relevant to her, because it was being Sebastian and just, no, it's not that. There's a foreigner, literally a foreigner. His accent couldn't be more thick or obvious. And we know how foreigners were being acquired with fake visas by Glenn Stylo. Oh yeah, come over here to be a literal trafficked slave, as if the United States is not still in the business of importing what in the hell they wrote in the Constitution once upon a time. No, yeah, it's really abolished, you guys. Well, Mike Rinder, Marty Rathbun, and David Miscavige found lawyers that, figured out a way to, I wrote this legal schmiegel, and all of a sudden abolish the Constitution, because this is just a 501c that, it's a hotel. But I mean, make sense of your literal pitch already. Don't give us this garbage and expect us to, oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's not a church. So it's not a hotel, because it is a church, but there's no church in sight. There was no chapel other than that fake ass chapel that you said on gold that nobody used, you guys. I mean, it couldn't be more MF fake if they tried.
And not only that, Serge, they actually, like, I was at we were kids. I don't know what you were doing at this time. Yes, good job, Rosewater. I don't know what you were doing at this time, but I was at the event falling asleep and just being tired halfway through, but then I was like, oh, I've woken up a little bit during the event because, oh my God, the war is over. Like, wake up, come on, you need to see this. This is the most important part. So it just felt, and I still, and it took me years and years and years of leaving and then going on, the internet and starting to look and being like, oh, I remember that event. Oh, I remember. Oh yeah, he was talk. Oh, and not even thinking the way that David Miscavige talks or anything was insane or anything. Not knowing nothing about narcissism or psychopaths or sociopaths, nothing. Like, nothing. And still seeing, oh wow, I was really raised in this whole world, but not seeing that inside the details of this world were horrendous. I was still, even for years, being like, okay, I could now start to see other viewpoints, so to speak, because I start to see myself as being raised in this whole planet of Scientology as my whole life. So even though I wasn't attacking the individual thing, like, Mom, when did you ever give me the benefit of the doubt? Or Father, I told you so many times, like, I wanted to do music, like
artistic entitlement, and that's what it's called. You took it from L. Ron Hubbard, and you really took it seriously. So
yeah,
again, defend your record. Defend y'all's record. Literally defend it. Like, say it isn't so. Say, oh no, I didn't stick you in a hotel room with a random that really could have his way with you, because you were going to really get helped, because you were going to be audited and asked all these disgusting, depraved questions. Like, no, miss us with that whitewashing. Like, why are you not waking up to the facts? Scooby-Doo, search. Maybe if they admit what happened, they may not be able to handle it mentally yet. Knowing what they allowed to happen to people like you and Laura, do you think that maybe that is their own downfall? But that is what is called being involved in a racketeering felony scheme that traffics minors. You know, we're not wondering if Ghislaine Maxwell could really take doing what in the hell she was doing. So since these people did it 100 million times more than Jeffrey and Ghislaine, why is everyone so pressed to really, you know, grab a few Kleenex and really wipe your tears because, you know, you didn't know you were trafficking, even though you did know because you were video recording it, you were checking it, everything you normalized inside of the hotel. And it's like, it's what was normalized that is disgusting. So if you cannot handle it, don't come with us with the Xenu problem, because that's what in the hell it's called. Oh, if you really find out the truth, you guys, well then, yeah, Laura and I, breaking news, you guys, Xenu incarnates. We are the OT3 truth. We are the wall of fire that, yes, if you find out that your whole life was a scam and a sham and you were nothing but a grifter sucking the blood of kids, and you have all that blood money on the back of all of our youth, how the F did you think that was going to turn out for all of these people that are vampire predators inside? It's the whitewashing for me. It's the fact that there's still kids there that nobody gives a shred of an F about, that everything that happened to us, yeah, we really inform everyone about it, but then everyone gives the benefit of the doubt to all the predators. It's called all parents were made and turned into predators. I literally just talked today, you guys, to another third generation from an under the radar that contacted me, and it was a pretty incredible conversation because, you know, her daughter's still, you know, very young, like, you know, 19 years old, and she was second generation, and she was a mom, and she raised her daughter until she was 10, and we had a conversation that was very honest. And, you know, the third generation girl thanked me for it, because these are very hard things for kids to have to admit to themselves and then be able to tell their parents, you know. But you know what I heard from that mother? It's like, no, it's okay. I want to know. I want to know how you felt. This is good. This is the truth is reconciliation, you guys, not the lies, not the BS PR, everything was great. And if only David Miscavige wouldn't have bothered us, then everything was great. It's like, enough of that stupidity. Like, we've heard it already ad nauseum. And what has it done to change a shred of a thing or a condition for a child? And what kind of guardrails have been put in? Because again, oh, Mike Rinder did so many amends. There's no guardrails to a shred of anything that is done to kids. There. So your amends couldn't be more pathetic, couldn't be more incomplete, couldn't be more self-serving. If kids are still at risk today, and you were the head of OSA, you funded it, you literally said, oh yeah, this is great. And where is your clarity on what in the hell you were doing to kids, Mike Rinder, as if everyone else was doing it except for you? Everyone got their hands dirty except for you. Well, yeah, everybody would get their hands dirty except for y'all, because you had minions that would do the crime. But who would order it? Who were the Charles Mansons of this? As if you weren't inspired by L. Ron Hubbard to become the Charles Mansons of your disgusting 501c. Really having proteges do whatever you told them. Go do this. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to do it right now, sir. I'm not going to backflash. Explain that stupidity. Explain it. Make it make sense. By all means, make it make sense, because it doesn't make sense.
Or don't, but yeah. Try to make it make sense and let your brain and your mind talk to yourself about all the ways it could be, except for your own opinion stuck way. That's the thing, is like, I had such a stubborn, stuck way of thinking because Scientology made me that way. Like they grew me, they planted me in that dirt as a seed, and boom, and they made me this way. So
but the facts are the facts, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, this is what's being exposed, and that's what's being like challenged through literally what we just said. Darbo, deny, attack, make us the problem. Oh, y'all are the ones with the problem. We're not the ones with the problem. Y'all are the ones with the problem. Y'all were the ones that were the executives. Y'all are the ones that spent 10 years with Monique, masterminding how to prop this up. It couldn't be more fake. It couldn't be more fraudulent. It couldn't be implicating all of our youths together collectively. And that's what in the hell is called a fact. So if you can make that fact make sense, if you can give us back that time, then by all means, then there's nothing else to talk about. If these acts were not happening to a shred of kid, then we wouldn't even have anything to waste our breath or oxygen about. Because again, we said, if 21 and unders weren't being implicated, then what in the literal hell are we all sitting here talking about adults making decisions, and if whether they want to have a session or a Xenu or they want to be locked up and they're going to pay for it? It's like, we don't care about that. We literally could not care any less what adults want to do. But we do care because they have implicated everyone that's 21 and under, and they would know why they shouldn't have done that. And if they don't know that, then we cannot help you. Literally, you're literally helpless. Helpless. No critical thinking skills, no shred of self-awareness, no clue about anything. The Lulu is all that's coming out of your mouth. Oh, we really thought we were going to help somebody. Stop with that BS pitch. It couldn't be more pathetic. I'm a Wog, born in 82. I know I saw porn when I was 7 or 8. It was a Playboy from Friends and Brother. Did Sai consume that, or did you get in trouble? Both. I mean, I remember my uncles had it, and then, you know, it's like, and we were so adult.
And every ethics officer, anytime everything was always coming up sexually. Before your roots were flown.
Did you masturbate? Did you have an out 2D? Did you sleep? Did you kiss? It was like, no.
And even when you're leaving the Sea Org or leaving, like, you're still getting, these are normal questions. Did you masturbate? I don't know how many times I've said these on my live streams where freaking the security, this guy, for me to leave the Sea Org, for after my 3rd or 4th sec check, the same questions asked over and over again. They're like, oh, Miranda got it wrong. Now we're going to move it over.
Shout out to you, Alberto Ongaña.
Alberto. So we're going to send finally. Okay. Oh, now I felt like, oh, I'm finally getting my final 200 question sec check from Alberto. That means I'm really going to be able to leave this time. So it's not that I got a sec check. It was, I got the same sec check and then another sec check and then a personal sec check from CMO Angie Blankenship with her own questions to throw at me. Like, this never ended until finally they were just sick of whatever question. They were like, oh, you already asked her that? Okay, what else?
Like the most disgusting one of them all. She's worse than Debbie Cook. I mean, Debbie Cook is on a league of her own, but then Angie Blankenship had the most young. Like, she had all these young kids, and she would weaponize their intelligence against them, and she would have them do her bidding. Go yell at that person. Go send that person to wash dishes. Go put that person to, you know, lick bathroom floors. Like, go all this derangement, and then finding out she and Jenny the Vogt loved finding out who was having sex with who, when, where, and how. They loved it. They so got off on, oh my God, you guys, out 2D. We really found something. Let's have a whole base white briefing. I mean, imagine, Lara, like Monday night base white briefing, either Tom DeVock, Pilar Saldarriaga, or Angie Blankenship, the 3 COCMOs during the time that I was there, would have a Monday night where they would tell everyone, this person was found out to be giving a blowjob to that one. This person, I mean, right?
No. I laugh because that was just the simple thing. There was even worse things than this, but this is what we can say literally on YouTube without actually getting completely thrown off YouTube.
I literally just said the word, but it's unthinkable. Like, why were we being informed of that? Debbie
no,
Cook,
and this was just a normal one-person conversation. This is somebody in the Sea Org. This doesn't even have to do with people public. It wasn't like, oh, public coming in off.
Only, you guys. That's like the briefing that we had yesterday on Thursday. On Thursday, they locked themselves up in an auditorium, flaps and handlers,
3 hours.
For 3 hours, from 9 to 12, usually to midnight. On the good weeks, on the bad weeks, it would go to 1.
That's what they're doing right now. They're talking about statistics right now in Los Angeles. It's 9:41 p.m. They're definitely, and they're about to end. They're like, well, staff meeting's got to end at 10:30 latest because we have the night crew and the early crew that have to sleep. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm getting thrown away.
No,
Anyway, so question. Yeah, so you guys get it about the porn and all that. No, it's always known and find out about. Anything
and
new that
again,
comes up is
all of this is still happening today, you guys, because it hasn't been repudiated, because it hasn't been called out on themselves, because they're still laundering and sanitizing and falsely posturing themselves so that this literal stuff can still be being done. They're not calling themselves out on it. There's no evidence of that on the public record. By all means, bring it up where it is being called out with this level of clarity. Yeah, lick the bathroom's floor for real. I mean, that's including but not limited to, Jesse. Like, lick the bathroom floors. It's like degradations. Go clean the trash. Like, we would spend like 3 weeks in the trash room cleaning it.
like just clean the dumpster, the whole dumpster,
like,
just
Sergio
with a.
Blinsky, you guys. Sergio Blinsky told me
They would do it just to make it hard.
Sergio Blinsky, you guys, told me he was put to kill cockroaches because there were so many cockroaches, literally all just cockroaches everywhere. And his job was to stomp on cockroaches for hours on end. Just boom, 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 like literally hours of just stepping on cockroaches. At the blue building, at the dungeon, at the little dungeon, they had a cockroach infestation, and there was just cockroaches just like all over the place. And it was like, Serge, they had me there for literal days, just like, that's your job. Go kill the cockroaches. Okay, you're that pathetic. You're that useless to us. Go and step on cockroaches for the rest of your life. And he's like talking about how like they were screeching and just
no, Serge, this is one of my worst subjects ever is cockroaches. I really get internally grossed out. Have you heard of this Survivor thing?
These are the level of disgust, because again,
it's all so gross. I know. I just can't talk about cockroaches. That's all. But it's really bad and part of my drama is literally growing up with them and in the earliest memories that I have.
Technique.
Have you heard of this technique? I don't know. I would just bring
so much trauma that live inside of me. I have done EM. There's another one that I do, but it's not EFT.
Yeah, no, it's you do EMR or
EMDR.
EMDR, yeah.
Or EMR or something like that.
EMDR. It's where you're you're
yeah, they do something.
But I've never heard of this EFT thing. Any of you survivors heard of the faster EFT technique?
EMDR. Okay,
maybe that's just random, but I don't know. But yeah. Oh, did somebody say it? Oh yeah, EMDR. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
the job book.
What a job. Yeah, the job from hell, you guys. Gross. Yeah, thank you, Cindy. That's right.
Yeah, literally. That's the first time I've heard that. I can't even. They would also make you clean a dumpster after the dumpster was just emptied. They would make you clean it with a toothbrush, and that's the only tool, even though they knew there was a million other tools they have.
But it was just about the degradation.
Yeah, it was about, let's see.
Everywhere, like always, like there was like these gross. I mean, anyways, no more, you guys.
No more.
Okay, look, literally.
Let's rose water and yeah.
Yes. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. So, I was going to say, do you want to pull up the streams or anybody right now so that people can see like right now what's happening on the streets of Hollywood in front of the Scientology Center and what these like TikTokers and these YouTube amazing people are doing? That's what I was going to say. I feel like you can pull it up better than me, no? Or should I just pull it up on my phone?
No. Hold on. Okay, so we do Jessica or
Streets LA. So I'm on Streets LA right now. I just want people to see how it is. Can you guys see this? I wonder if it is.
No.
No? Are you going to pull it up or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
I just love that. So nice. Okay. So you're going to share it? I'm going to mute myself so that it's a little bit easier on everybody. Aw, and I do want to put this up as well. Thank you, honey Ted. Should I share that? Right? There we go. Serge, you can hear it.
Friday night in Hollywood Boulevard. Where's everybody at? Right here. And Hollywood is the worst.
Sorry, guys. It might be a little loud, but Serge, I just have to, because we're a little quieter than the video for sure. But I'm just going to let the video play so people can see what's happening in the front.
No, I said, what about me? Like, ask, because he said Chris. So I'm asking, what about me?
And Serge, who is this? Whose stream is this?
How's everything? Warm or not? Everyone left, so I thought I'd just bring it back. If anyone wants it, they're welcome to use it. I'll make another one. I didn't make this one, but I'll make it.
Okay, it's Confident Chris. That's who. So if you guys want to go follow him, do that. And you can also follow Scientology Audit Streets LA on YouTube as well.
Great. Yeah.
I'm a little distracted.
Yeah, that's why I love him.
Where's Zeno? Zeno's coming back.
L. Ron Hubbard is coming back too.
L. Ron Hubbard's gonna say them. They're like, "Where's Xenu?" They're like, "Oh, they're coming back." Because in the C word, you come back.
They used to get a lot of people to take in.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. There was always people in and out of there.
Yeah, there was some partytology in there. Especially when they had the whole Christmas thing. I don't know if you saw the tree.
Yeah, I saw that.
I love
Like,
it.
they're literally, the only scheme was for them to get people from there and bring them to there. Everybody walked out with an L. Ron Hubbard book out of there.
I was telling her, like, Solomon, like, he got $175 like donations for body cam to get his bike fixed and get a flat tire.
Ah, yeah?
He texted me.
I love
It's
that.
like a party when you're
He
there.
wants to donate money. To
Wait,
the
guys,
cause.
listen to Streets right now. So fun.
No, you need to buy it for him and then give him the camera. That's what you do. He's too nice.
81.
Yeah.
He's out here. And he goes to school too.
Yeah.
He's like studying.
Yeah. Solomon be wilding now in the blue. Yeah. Too humbled. Yeah. Yeah. He inspired. What?
No.
He wants to what? Oh no. All right, I'll be behind him.
If I had the chance, I'd ask the world to
I'm like, I'll be behind him, you know.
That's what yeah, but so Streets is in the yellow, bright yellow North Face sweater. I just want people to know so they can learn the names, whoever's watching. Partyology. Somebody just laughed. Partyology, the only way to be. Exactly. Oh, so there's somebody there, Streets dealing with anybody. Yeah, SB Spanglish, I think, is there.
Buddies.
That's so cool.
And yeah, you guys, like, this is getting so chill. I mean, it's gotten so chill. But couldn't be more comfortable.
Serge, can you turn the volume a little bit down on the video or no? Because your volume is perfect. Or you can even turn your volume up, I guess. No, I still want to watch it. Go to the front. Yeah, go all the way. Serge, go all the way to the front. Like to the live. Because it's there. Yeah.
I'm wearing
On
a
the
beanie
video, I mean on your actual live video, yeah, pull it all the way to the front. Because it's
just
going
step
to
out of the
earlier.
little
It's
square.
not live right now.
That's the property line. Just step out. Step out.
You know what I mean? Like on the actual video,
Like
on
a
your
shadow.
actual live on Friday night. There you go. Perfect.
They
Nice.
voice out or what? Hell no.
Hell no.
Guys, the point is not for y'all to hear.
That's always comforting crazy, guys. That's just
They
little
saying their
thing.
buddy.
Hell no.
Hell no. I love them.
Oh, these guys are so funny. Crack me up with your little stupid face. Hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah, and everyone just sits there, you guys. It's such a party. It's such a vibe. It is partytology, to be honest. It feels like tonight we were just so spent from having been so much outside.
I
feel.
was, and now I'm like, maybe I need to go out there right
Yeah,
now.
same. I literally just uncomfortable, you guys.
Guys, should we go out there right now?
You guys, I think we are.
Should we go? Should we end this right now,
I think
guys?
we're literally gonna end, you
Guys,
We're literally
y'all
gonna
in the
crash
chat,
this
we're
shit.
gonna, and I'm gonna take a lift. You're gonna meet me there, right, Serge? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going right now. I'm gonna
Okay,
leave
you
my
guys.
place in 5 minutes. Coming
Hold
to
on
see
to
you
your
all.
seatbelts.
All right, we love you guys. See
Love
you.
you
I'm
so
gonna end
much.
you with this
Bye.
beautiful brand banner. Love
don't want
you.
to
See
smoke
you in
tonight.
5 minutes. See you in
Bye.
20 minutes in Hollywood.